Today's the day.
A big one.
Yeah, today is the day we are gonna go pick up Rem and Sid, and thus begins our journey.
Yes!
Here we go. It has been a week today since we rescued Rem and Sid and brought them here to their forever home at Mockingbird.
We wanted to pretty much right off the bat get their hooves taken care of. Rem had really overgrown, his hind hooves were really overgrown and he was quite lame. So he was in a lot of pain. So we had to deeply bed him because our ground is pretty hard here because we spent a lot of time this year getting drainage figured out on our property. So he was having a really hard time shifting his weight and walking, and so our wonderful bovine farrier came out within 4 days and trimmed up, here's Sid, trimmed up Rem's hooves pretty good, and he also trimmed Sophie because we do that as needed but once a year at minimum. So they did great. They did great. And they were so the hoof trimmers were so in love with our animals here, our residents. They were super happy.
I'm sad I wasn't here for it.
I know. It went great though. There was a crazy thunderstorm that came through, so we all just kind of sheltered for a little while and hung out, and yeah, they jumped right into the enclosure and no stress.
Let's get this done.
Yeah.
We weren't able to do a lot of filming the day that we got Rem and Sid here, as is with any kind of rescue day. The time gets away from us. It's really hot out. Yeah. Jonell's thinking it's time to introduce them to Sophie again.
Yeah.
So this is a huge family reunion, I guess we can call it.
It's a big day, and they've seen each other.
They've seen each other, so now we're gonna actually put them in the same pasture together, and you're gonna witness it. So stay tuned.
Here we go.
We're gonna get everything set up. That went about as well as I could imagine it to go, right?
So far, so good.
Yeah, that one part when Sid jumped in the air with joy, it's like...
He's a 15-year-old goat.
It's like his long-lost friend was, Sophie! They were rubbing heads, and now they're out there just hanging out.
You guys, beautiful. Everything we hoped that it would be.
Yeah, it was a perfect day to do it. So we just spent the last 2.5 hours rearranging everything so that the cows are with the cows, except for Sid, who's kind of a cow.
Sid thinks he's a cow.
And then everybody's back to where they were. Jonell just got some news.
Perfect timing, right? Back in 2014, nobody knows this yet, but back in 2014 I was diagnosed with a bone tumor, a bone mass the size of a large orange, growing off the femoral head of my femur. And long story short, it wrecked my hips. So I've had 2 major reconstructive hip surgeries over the last
6 years?
6 years or so. And still running around doing crazy things. You'd never know. I've got a major scar all the way down my hip. Unfortunately, I just found out that I have to have another reconstruction, and the surgery date is September 16th.
That's only like 2 weeks away.
Terrifying.
So we had to act fast when we found out that we had the ability to take in Rem and Sid. We had to rearrange, make sure we could financially handle it. And once we got all that stuff figured out, we went full on. And now everybody's introduced, and we have 2 more weeks. We've got some vet visits we still have to take care of, but we're gonna be monitoring. I'm gonna be back up a couple more times this week to try to take as much as I can off of your shoulders. There are several ways that you can actually donate to the herd. I'll make sure that I leave them in a comment below or in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. You can become a patron, which is like a monthly subscription, and we give you behind the scenes, special access kind of stuff. Or you can just make a one-time donation via PayPal. There's a donate button on Instagram these days. Or, in fact, if you're watching this on Facebook, we're going to attach a little fundraiser to this video as well, so that you can donate in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think it's really important to say too that like every sanctuary, every human being right now is struggling and suffering through the pandemic. On top of that, I would say probably we've not even come close to generating about 1/3 of what we need to make in a year to sustain the farm. We've taken on a ton of animals this year, and now I have to have a hip surgery where I won't be able to walk for 12 weeks. That's devastating, and so we're really relying on
What could go wrong?
But as we're standing here, we're looking out at the pasture, and it's so beautiful to see Sophie and Rem and River and Sid all just like this big happy family again, as if they were never apart. And River is just like, cool, more family. It's really beautiful.
If you're interested in any kind of video, make sure you leave it in the comment below, and we'll add it to the list of fun videos once you're up and running and able to come out here and
and who knows, we'll take videos of me recovering, and this is my 3rd hip surgery, and I'm not good at staying out of the barn. I mean, I'm still gonna be here all the time.
Although we need to encourage her not to overdo it, so she has to have another hip surgery.
It's true. When we're talking about donations, just know that like every single dollar matters. I mean, $5 buys a bale of hay. And we go through thousands. And now with another cow, we're gonna go through,
especially with winter coming,
a lot. Yeah, we've got to stock up. And if you do follow us on social media already, you'll know that we had the hoof trimmer come out yesterday. That's quite expensive to have him come out. And so Sophie and Rem are all trimmed up, ready to go for winter. Rem was running around the pasture today. He couldn't even walk.
Yeah, so a huge difference in getting their hoofs trimmed, and totally worth it.
We really, really, really hope that you guys enjoy watching the reunion of this family come together after they haven't seen one another for 2 years. It's almost like no time has passed, and if that gives you any indication, the animals, feel, they're sentient, they have memories, they have respect for one another, and they have relationships. This video will encourage you to realize that they most certainly do.
Yeah.
So I mean, Sid walked right up to Sophie like, groom me now, I'm ready, because that's what they used to do. So we are so humbled and happy to give them their soft landing forever. We cannot do it without you. We literally could not do this without you. John and I are here on a Saturday, and we're just working hard and making sure that we take some time to give you access to how beautiful this life is.
Yeah, and definitely there will be a lot more video updates of the Farmly, so make sure you stick around, and we'll see you all in the next video. Hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you.